Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. I'm delighted to be joined by Thomas somewhere in Mexico, as you can see, and looking rather sunny where you are, Thomas. Maybe not so sunny where I am, but what does that matter? We're here not to talk about the sun and the weather. We're here to talk about Liam Paro and Richardson Hitchins, and the big world title fight happening at super lightweight on December 7th, in Puerto Rico again, I believe it is, isn't it? But yeah, a massive big world title fight, undefeated against undefeated, a huge fight. Obviously, Paro winning the title last time out against Subriel Matias. Hitchins coming in, first world shot at world honors. Thomas, what is your final prediction for Liam Paro, Richardson Hitchins?
Oh boy. Honestly, man, first of all, such a great matchup. Very seldom do you see matchups like this, two fighters in their prime before they really hit the big time in boxing. I know Paro is a world champion already, but he hasn't really hit that. Neither him or Hitchens have hit that like marquee level of some of the other champions in boxing. So these are the kinds of fights I think that you know builds your name and makes you that popular. Is you got to fight the fights and for Hitchens for this to be his first title shot is especially in this day and age is pretty is pretty impressive. Um, Definitely not a soft touch. No email championship here, so I like that. But anyways, it's not a lot of confidence in this pick, but I think that just the pure boxing ability of Hitchens will narrowly get him the decision, maybe a little bit controversial. Um, and the reason I hesitate a little bit is I just feel like the punching disparity is, Liam Paro is um, definitely, I mean, compared to Hitchens, can crack a lot more. It's definitely much more of a knockout threat, and I think that would be the difference for Paro in terms of like the success he has in that fight. I think that will be key. But yeah, I think Hitchens will do just enough to get the W. I'll say split decision. Uh, Maybe a little bit of controversy.
Very, very interesting, Thomas, pulling the split decision. Yeah, I obviously didn't know what your prediction was going into this video. We like to kind of keep that to ourselves and react instantly when we have done so. So yeah, you're going for Hitchens. I mean, I can see all of the reasons why as you outlined there. I often on often on this channel we're maybe be in agreement. There's been countless times we're being in disagreement. This is one of them, Thomas. I am going against your pick. I love when this happens because it means one of us is going to be gloating and the other of us is going to be having to lick our wounds again and go again. But yeah, I'm going for Liam Paro here, the champion. Simple enough reason. Like I understand what you're saying about Hitchens' boxing ability and his skill set probably give him the edge over Paro. Paro maybe having the punching power and whatever. I don't think. I just. I don't think Richardson Hitchens' victory over Gustavo Limos has has aged well at all. Basically, is what I'm saying. I think that was a really close fight. I think a lot of people actually maybe thought that Hitchens got a bit of a homer decision there. Whether or not I agree with that, I'm not so sure. But it was definitely a close fight. He made it hard work of it. And you look at Limos, Gustavo Limos fought Keyshawn Davis last time out. Came in heavy. A lot of people may be thinking that this could have been bad matchmaking for Keyshawn Davis. He runs through him in 2 rounds. So I think with Keyshawn doing that, I instantly think, wow. Obviously I get styles make fights and all of that, but you're judging off those two performances, you're thinking, wow. Keyshawn Davis dealt with uh Lima far better than Richardson Hitchens. And on the flip side, you look at Liam Paro's last victory. He was the underdog, a big underdog actually, against Subriel Matias, fighting away from home as well in the Lions Den, and got the job done rather convincingly. And I would go as far as saying I would be shocked if Liam Paro doesn't win, to be quite honest. I'm really big on the Liam Paro victory here. I'm not discrediting Richardson Hitchens at all, but I just feel like Liam Paro's on that upward trajectory right now. He's riding the crest of a wave, and yeah, I'm leaning. I'm super confident in my pick of Paro winning. Winning the fight, I'm going to go points though. I know he's a big puncher and he's had quite a few knockouts on his resume, but I struggle to see him stopping Richardson Hitchins, but I think he could win on points, which maybe goes against what you've said, Thomas, with maybe the superior boxing IQ and ability being with Hitchins. But yeah, close maybe, but I ultimately see Liam Paro getting the job done here. To be honest with you, so yeah, I'm sticking my neck on the line. I'm being very brutal in my pick of very confident with it. So yeah, fingers crossed for me, it doesn't come back to bite me. But one of us is going to be wrong anyway. So yeah, it's an interesting one, mate. It's always a good fight, as you mentioned. When when we're going one way or the other, that's a sign of a good fight in my eyes. You know that it's got 50-50, and you can make cases for both men, which is definitely the case here. Just before we finish up,
Sorry.
Thomas, I know this is a final predictions video, for this fight, but I kind of want to touch on what you think would be next, what you want to see next. This fight, obviously happening at the back end of 2024. What do you want to see the winner do in 2025? You're thinking Richardson Hitchins. Do you think then after that you maybe have a couple of defenses, unifications, fight someone like Jack Catterall? How do you see 2025 playing out for the winner?
I think I would be shocked if there wouldn't be, you know, at least one or two title defenses in the interim. But I just want to see the big fights. I want to see the unification, especially at 140, and especially like say if Hitchins wins, and it's uh, say it's a close fight or it's a boring fight or whatever, or if Paro wins, I feel like either of those guys could benefit from getting a fight with Teofimo Lopez or one of the other champions in the division. Or I don't know how close they would be to going up to 147, but that could be a possibility as well. But bottom line, I would like to see I would like to see the winner unify against one of the champions next year, preferably Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can't disagree with you, Thomas. We're at that stage now in boxing with, partly down to Turkey Al Sheikh making all of these massive big fights and the unifications and stuff that I think, we almost expect the best fighters in the division to fight each other now, and no different at 140. I want to see those fights. I want to see the winner of this in with, as you mentioned, your Teofimo Lopez. Whether I would take Jack Catterall, I know that's not a
Yeah,
unification, but I think he maybe deserves a
he
shot as well.
deserves it
So
absolutely.
for sure, especially after the Regis Prograis victory. I mean, but after that, I mean, it's an interesting division. Remains to be seen whether you could even have Shakur potentially moving up. You could even have the likes of, we don't really know what's 100% happening with Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, as you mentioned, Teofimo Lopez, names like that. It's an exciting division, and I hope that we get the biggest and best fights in 2025. Thomas, that's all we've got time for, unfortunately. Always enjoy doing these videos with you. And yeah, guys, please let us know in the comments whether you agree with Thomas or I. Thomas has gone with Hitchins. He's gone for a narrow points decision, even called the split. I'm going with a fairly confident pick of Liam Paro, also points. We both think it's going to go the distance. Please let us know in the comments your thoughts on this fight. And yeah, the outlook at 140 and what you want to see both fighters go on to do in 2025 and beyond. Also, please do hit that like button on this video, as well as, most importantly, subscribing to the channel. We've got all of your boxing needs under one roof, whether it be final prediction videos like this, whether it be fight previews, big fight breakdowns, interviews with fighters, fight reaction videos, bet and tip shows. We've got you covered. So please do check out the channel if you haven't done so already. Thomas, appreciate your time as always, brother, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Likewise, man. Thank you.